back to the ground with the only free MMA channel that fucking matters, full-time MMA. And you know I had to get my motherfucking predictions out for the Gunnar Nelson versus Santiago Ponzinibbio card this weekend. MMA predictions, dude, fuck you mean. There's a lot of Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather stuff going on, but at the same time, you know it's full-time MMA. We gotta keep it going. Put some fucking respect on my predictions. Let's get into them. First fight on the main card. We got, what are their names? Hold on, let me scroll up. I got their names right here. We got James the Juggernaut Muhilran versus Justin Willis. James the Juggernaut Muhilran is 11-1. Justin Willis is 4-1. I got this fight going to James Muhilran. He's more active. His last win was revenge over the last person to ever beat him. He's got good cardio. He's been to decision quite a few times for a heavyweight, and he's more experienced. So I'm going with James Muhilran. His picture wasn't up, so that's why he's got that crazy fucking face right there. I just had a screen clip of one of his pictures off the internet. So that's who the fuck that is, and I got him winning that fight. Next, we got Paul, the Bear Jew Craig, 9-1, 1-1 in the UFC. Light heavyweight fight versus Khalil Roundtree, 6-2, 1-2 in the UFC. Both of these guys lost to the same guy in their last bout, Tyson Pedro. Paul has, he's only lost once, and he's more experienced. He's also got home court advantage, so I'm just going with Paul Craig to win this fight, the Bear Jew. Next, we got Ryan James versus Jack the Hammer Marshman. Ryan James is 9-2, 1-1 in the UFC. He's got 6 submission wins by rear naked choke and 1 submission to strikes. He made his opponent tap to strikes. So he technically has 7 submission wins, but 6 by rear naked choke. He's 9-2 versus Jack Marshman, 21-6, 1-1 in the UFC. Both of these guys are 1-1 in the UFC. Jack Marshman has never been submitted before, while Ryan James' specialty is that rear naked choke. So I actually got Jack Marshman winning this fight. I think he's going to be able to defend the rear naked choke. I think, and also, Jack Marshman was on a 7-fight win streak before losing to Thiago Santos via spinning wheel kick and punches followed up. So if it wasn't for that spinning wheel kick landing, he might be on an 8-fight winning streak right now. 7 of those 6 wins in that winning streak were finishes, and he took most of those 6 losses. He's 21-6. That's 6. You know, some people, it's still impressive to me, but most of those 6 losses came early in his career. Really, in the last half of his career, he's only lost twice. Them other ones were in the beginning of his career when he wasn't at his prime, So he's better than his record shows. So I got Jack Marshman winning this fight. He's never been submitted. Yeah, he should be able to defend that rear naked choke and get this W, I think. Next, we got Stevie Braveheart Ray versus Paul the Irish Dragon Felder. Stevie Braveheart Ray is 21-6, 5-1 in the UFC. His last win was a majority decision over Joe Lozon and a split decision over Ross Pearson. Those were his last 2 wins. Paul the Irish Dragon Felder, 13-3, 5-3 in the UFC. He's got 2 performances of the night, 1 fight of the night. He's a more exciting fighter here. He's 3-1 in his last 4, and his loss came to Francisco Trinaldo via doctor stoppage. He also has a loss to Ross Pearson in his career, but it was a split decision. He lost also a performance of the night to Edson Barboza, two guys that are really good, so no shame in his game. He's beat Danny Castillo, Darren Cruikshank, and Paul Felder, Josh Berkman notably, and most recently he had a performance of the night, first round TKO over Alessandro Ricci. He's also has home court advantage, so I'm picking Paul, the Irish Dragon Felder, to come out and upset Stevie right here. Next, we got Cynthia Calvillo versus Joanne Calderwood. Ooh, Joanne Calderwood is 11-2, 3-2 in the UFC, 2 submission losses. If you remember, she wore that broke as hell hat after her fight or some shit, like pretty much saying, I didn't get my bonus check, I didn't get my 50 G's, baby, I need my money, I'm broke as fuck. And yeah, you know, that's not a good look. The UFC don't like that. So now they're about to feed her to the young prospect rising star, Cynthia Calvillo. Joanne Calderwood has 2 submission losses. Cynthia Calvillo's undefeated, 2-0 in the UFC, 5-0 overall with 2 submission wins. So this is a bad matchup for Joanne Calderwood, because Joanne Calderwood likes to, she gets takedowns and stuff, but she also gets submitted on the ground, and so if she goes for a takedown against this submission artist, it's just likely Joanne Calderwood gets submitted in this fight. Anything could happen. This fighting, man. But I think this is a good matchup for Cynthia Calvillo. She's somebody that the UFC is looking to get behind. Dana said he has the same feeling about Cynthia Calvillo as he did about Ronda Rousey and Conor McGregor. So he really likes Cynthia Calvillo. If she can get another submission win, she'll be 3-0 in the UFC, 3 submission wins, and she's on her way to big things. Joanne Calderwood she's susceptible to losing to submission, so it's very possible Cynthia Calvillo just comes out and wins this via submission. So I got Cynthia Calvillo winning this fight against the hometown Joanne Calderwood. Main event, we got Gunnar Nelson versus Santiago Ponzinibbio. Gunny Nelson, 16-2 and 1, 7-2 in the UFC, 12 submission wins total. He's never been finished. He's got home court advantage. He's got a decision loss to Damian Maia, split decision to Rick Story loss. Them was only 2 losses. He's coming off of a 2-fight winning streak over Alan Jouban and Albert Tumenov. I think that's his name. Yeah, Tumenov. Santiago Ponzinibbio, the gentle boa. He's 24-3, impressive record. 6-2 in the UFC, 13 KOs, 6 submissions. He's never been submitted. This Gunnar Nelson could hand him his first submission. Santiago's on a 4-fight winning streak since his KO loss to Lorenz Larkin, which was a fight of the night. He has notable wins over Court McGee, Zach Cummings, and Nordine Talib most recently. I'm picking Gunnar Nelson to come in here and maybe even hand this guy his first submission loss. This is going to be a good night for grappling as far as the main event and the co-main event, some entertaining grappling. Yeah, man, I got Gunnar Nelson winning this. This will be really impressive for Gunnar Nelson. Be the guy that's 24-3, never been submitted. Put him on a 3-fight winning streak at 170, right back in the mix of the top 5, possibly top 10 for sure. Maybe get a good win in the top 10, push him to the top 5. Gunnar Nelson, let's get it, man. So those are my picks for Gunnar Nelson versus Santiago Ponzinibbio, Cynthia Calvillo, Joanne Calderwood. The card is on Sunday. I'll be watching it for sure. That being said, I don't know what else to say, man. Fuck it. It is what it is. Put some respect on my predictions. Let the hitters know what the fuck you talking about in the comments. Dude.